Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from PJ Media that was written by Megan Fox, published September 6th. Twitter bans activist mommy for tweeting her dislike of Teen Vogue's anal sex guide. Now, I can understand a parent being upset with Teen Vogue, because even though it's called Teen Vogue, there are younger girls that are barely in their teens if they're lucky looking at this magazine. Teen Vogue used to be relatively wholesome, so parents felt that it was okay for their daughters to read the magazine. Now it's almost like handing them a porno or like the Kama Sutra. So the activist mommy here, she was banned. And if you look at her tweet here, okay, congrats, Phillip. A sodomite mag just awarded you for teaching kids sodomy. Way to recruit here at the Advocate mag. Pull Teen Vogue. So because of this, she got banned. It's fucking pathetic. I mean, you can have black, people saying kill all whites. You can have Hispanics doing La Raza with, doing the La Raza thing and saying the same types of things. That's perfectly fine. Someone who's upset that this goes on in Teen Vogue expresses her dismay about it, and boom, she's banned. This one falls under too stupid to believe, but is actually true. Twitter has banned writer Elizabeth Johnstone, who writes at The Activist Mommy, for her war of words with Teen Vogue editor Phillip Picardi. Not only has Twitter banned her, but YouTube will not allow her video commentaries to be monetized. Which is complete bullshit, but, I mean, everyone is dealing with that for the most part. If you're, something on the note of topics that they don't like at YouTube. Anything right of Mark's generally gets demonetized. That's one reason why I didn't monetize my channel when I started it. The thing is the ad apocalypse had happened. I knew that was just the beginning, and I wasn't going to count my chickens before they hatch type of thing. I mean, they want her silent. While Johnstone's posts and views are controversial to some, none of what she has to say is new. Her views on homosexuality come from the best-selling book in the world, the Bible. The tweet that got her booted was a little salty and perhaps not the best tactic to use for persuasion, but it wasn't any more obscene than the Teen Vogue article. Which again, I mean, just look what she said. Congrats, Phillip. A sodomite mag just awarded you for teaching kids sodomy. Way to recruit there at the Advocate mag. Pull Teen Vogue at PF Picard. Yeah. So, I mean, what she said wasn't even bad. Okay? I've seen worse on Twitter. I've had worse sent my way. After Picardi okayed a guide to anal sex for teen girls in a recent issue, parents everywhere were understandably upset and tweeted their concerns. Picardi's response was to give them the middle finger while kissing a man. This right here should go to show you that your teenage daughters should not be reading Teen Vogue. If you want them to be of any moral caliber, that is. Because it's basically a way for them to propagandize and sexualize your kids. So, let's look at this. To a growing population, Gen Z will be our queerest and most fearless generation yet. So, which is it? Is homosexuality biology or is it an environment? Because you just kind of implied there, Phil, that it's fucking environment and you're going to turn them all gay. Can't have your cake and fucking eat it too. You're going to say it's biology or environment, nature or nurture. Come on. In conclusion, here's my only reply I'll be giving to any of the messages. What a... fucking pathetic. Immature and fucking pathetic. This guy is the editor of a fucking magazine. Okay? If you used to act a fool like this, you didn't have a job like that. That was how it used to go, and it wasn't that long ago when that was the case. Unlike Johnston, he still has a Twitter account. If Phillip Picardi doesn't like the word sodomy, then why is he publishing articles encouraging young girls to practice it? Oh, so true. And why is a gay magazine handing him awards for doing it? Even better. Yeah, I mean, if he was teaching young boys to fucking take it up the ass, I could possibly see the award. But it's a gay magazine. How is anal sex with women remotely gay? Oh, God. This does seem rather strange, doesn't it? I can only guess that Johnston got suspended for using the words sodomite and sodomy instead of gay and anal sex, and thus angering the Gestapo who appear to run social media. Well, the SJWs, the leftists, the intersectional types, the cultural Marxists, yeah, they kind of do run Twitter. So I could see where her problem was with that. But who knows? Does anyone have access to the list of words we aren't allowed to use anymore? Someone should keep a running tally for reference. If they did, it would be growing exponentially day by day with these idiots on the left. Frankly, there aren't words low enough to describe the particular slime which oozes out of people who try to sexually corrupt children. I think she was too nice. I kind of agree. Because it's basically giving them it's creating an environment to sexualize them. So the left is trying to normalize pedophilia and anal sex with young girls, because the type of girls that really look at Teen Vogue these days aren't your 16 and your 17-year-olds. They're 9, even as young as probably 9. So we're talking, we'll say 10. 10 through 14. We don't need girls that young being sexualized, okay? They have more important things and less stressing things to deal with than sex like that, or sex in general. They should be being kids still, because they are kids. I love this one here for another article that they put out the 22nd. But I'm guessing I'm probably next. In fact, when I was alerted to the story, someone said, "That could be you." It's true. I wrote extensively on the Teen Vogue article and my unfridged revulsion for its contents. I also wrote some uncharitable things about Picardi and his childish response to angry parents. Well, trust me. If I was doing this at the time it happened, I'd be swearing like a truck driver, a sailor, and a Marine, all combined, that had Tourette's and was possessed by Satan. So, when are the gays going to grow up and recognize that people have a right to raise their kids the way they see fit without the interference of some hypersexed child who thinks he's cutting edge? Well, actually, it's more the left. See, these little intersectional groups on levels have similar ideologies and similar beliefs. So this is a left thing. This isn't a gay thing. And we need to make that clear. Because it has nothing to do... yes, he's gay, and this is in, it's anal sex, and that's a gay thing, it's not strictly a gay thing, but it's one of the things that people who are gay, that men that are gay do. So they're trying to equate that. And you really can't. It just doesn't... It's conflation. You end up weakening your argument by doing it. All right, so when you say, child who thinks he's cutting edge when he's really just a leech. Okay, so Picardi and his ilk are no different than the perv on the corner in a trench coat waiting for some kid to snatch and abuse. No, they're a little bit different. I mean, a little more conflation than I like to see. Only instead of abusing them himself, he persuades them to abuse themselves and each other. Well, not... It's more like sexualizes them. I mean, we can agree to disagree on these things. It's the sickest plot I've heard, and angry parents on Twitter should be the least of his concerns. It's the liability that should concern him. I hope the first teen to suffer anal tears or fecal incontinence sues him for everything he has, including his little dogs and their couture wardrobes. Well, he did give them a lesson, so I don't know if that's going to happen. Side note, I don't know if he has little dogs that he dresses up like he's the new Leona Helmsley, but he looks like the kind of person who would. Can you make jokes like that on Twitter anymore? Apparently not about Phillip Picardi or Teen Vogue, even when they're telling your 15-year-old daughter to bend over and take it up the rear. That's not offensive to Twitter. We are. Well, I'm going to say that they're probably younger on the note of the age of the girls that are getting that lesson, because Teen Vogue attracts a young audience. And we're talking girls barely into their teens or just before the point of getting into their teens, by a year or two. Maybe more, 3 years or whatever. I mean, style and fashion. It's a girl thing. For Twitter to ban her for something like that, when you see what comes out of the mouth, so to speak, of the left, it's kind of ironic. It's kind of funny. I wouldn't say it's ironic, but I would say it's funny, because it goes to show the double standards that the left has. I mean, I've had threats of doxing, and just for shits and giggles, I've submitted them, and because they came from the left, one I submitted because it came from the left. Oh, there's no violation of our terms of service here. So, I mean, it gets to a point where you just have to wonder, what's next? I mean, they're going to end up, for mild speech, banning people. Because they bring up science, for example. And they bring up the scientific fact that there's two genders. Okay, that there's biologically two sexes. Oh, no, you offended someone on the left with that because they believe there's 73 genders. Oh, you're banned. That's what it's going to come down to. But if you like the video, definitely upvote or give me a thumbs up depending on the platform you're watching it on. If you want to be alerted to more of my content, definitely subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. Thank you all for watching. Have a good one.